Hi there, this is Val with Bogart Wings. I'm working on a journal that I'll show it again just in case somebody's picked up here and didn't watch anything else. Old upholstery fabric covered, and I just love the colors and the way it looked. And so I have walked through signatures 1 and 2, and like I explained before, and I hate to bore people that if you've watched this or if anyone sees it even, but I'm doing wallpaper for all signatures. It's a year-long journal. I hope to compress it a little bit so it all fits in and doesn't gator mouth too much. I love the bigger, the fuller is the way I go with everything. And so I really do love that look, but most people seem to not prefer that when they're talking. Other junk journalers say they don't like the gator mouth. Some do, like me, and so we do what we want to do. Okay, so this is the style I do, and so I put a little label on each one of these, and then I started getting mixed up with my signatures. So I have changed papers from each one, and so none of them are going to be exactly the way I've shown when I finished the journal. But at this point, this is what I've got. And so I'm going to try and make it quick. This piece of wallpaper came from a book that was much longer than the pieces I normally get out of the catalogs. And I only had 2 catalogs. I think it was only 2. Anyways, I thought when I folded it to the size that would fit in my journal, I had all of this left over and I hated to cut it off. So it was very floppy too. And so I looked through my stash, and like I said, intense colors were not what I expected to be putting in here, but I did. The first thing I did was I always like to cover the print that they put on the inside of the manufacturer's name and stuff like that. So I attached this piece of wallpaper, came out of the same book. So I attached that to the center, and then I still felt like this needed something. And I thought, okay, I'll make a pocket. I'll just fold this in half and I'll have a narrow little pocket there. And I thought, no, it all fits pretty good. And this is going to be out of the way when I attach. This is where I'll attach it into the signature. So this is out of the way. So I ended up making some pockets. I did the divot out so you could see that it's a pocket, and it's cardstock weight. It's very pretty paper. But anyways, and then I thought, okay, what can I have as a surprise when you get to this part? And so I just attached a lot of tea-dyed papers, and I had just picked these up at the thrift store. It's these binding clips. I'm going to have to figure out something to keep those from sliding. I don't know if I'll put a placket, tape. I'm not sure how I'll handle that, but I'm going to do something with that. But other than that, you just punch 2 holes and feed it through, and you've got a stabilized tablet to write in. So I love that. So back to the pages that I did. I always use calendar pages. I sewed this to music sheet paper. I thought that looked like heat, and that's what I kind of wanted, that not the warmth of a fireplace, but the heat of August. And so anyways, this is for the summer season. And so I love that, and it coordinates well with those colors. This is one of my quilt pieces. I take a book page, and then I just take offcuts. Doesn't matter if they're crooked. It might be vellum, wax paper. I've got map, brown sacking, a little piece of scrapbook paper. This was eco dyed. This is graph paper. Let's see what else I've got. This is from a book page. This is book page. Anyways, I sew. I glue them down, then I sew them. So I want to reinforce them and keep them on there. So that's our next page. So I won't talk about what I've done there. But anyways, the stencil, I did a few pages, book pages, and I did some stenciling. And I mixed 2 colors. I was using a rust and kind of a cherry red. And it happened to pick up that color, just that color that was in here. So I put those together. And then when I saw this, it brought it together with this. And that scrap has been around for years now. I couldn't tell you what pack it came from. I mean, years, because I bought it when I thought I was going to yard sale. I mean, yard sale scrapbook. And then I took my machine and sewed a little past the fold line for a writing space and attach that to the back, because you can write on here, but there's all the threads to be in the way. So I thought that would be extra writing space. I love this page. It came out of a little children's magazine, and it says The Garden Mystery. So I thought gardening summer is perfect. And I think it was Jack and Jill. I think it was a Jack and Jill magazine, if I'm not sure, positive. Those are fairly old. This is just some paper that landed in my room, and it looks like it got a little damp. I like the wrinkling to it. It has just a subtle change in color there, and I punched the edge. And then this was just an experiment of putting a instruction paper for doing different crafts. Try and show you. Okay. And so it was black and white. So like I said, I throw everything I can get my hands on into a dye bath to use it till there is no color left. And so I did a book page fold for pockets. There's one here, one here. This flips up if you want to put some tissue paper to write, or you can just write it wherever or glue a photo in. And I just took this little image off of a magazine page and glued that there just for some color. It's been rumpled. I'm probably going to rumple it up more. I will put something there so you have writing space, but I folded it up so there's a pocket. So I'll put something in the pocket too. And then we have the tea dyed paper book page I've just put in here, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I thought the colors, I'm trying to get my pages in the right order, and so I love the colors that are coming out of this hot summer. I mean, this could have been in the last season, which is fall up to Christmas. And so I didn't. I decided to use this calendar page, and I had written things on the date, so I put some writing paper there in yellow, and it just sunset, you know, at the end of summer maybe. This was an image that I copied off an old apron that I have, family piece, and I just scanned it. And this is eco dyed paper. You can see the ferns that I used. I don't remember. I know we have marigolds, and I'll throw those in. And it's always more intense on one color side than the other, but this looks like it's pretty even Steven. And I just reinforced it with a little sewing down the side. It's beautiful fern images. And then a little bit of cardstock here that it has age to it. It was a paper that went in between napkins when I bought a huge box of handkerchiefs, ladies' handkerchiefs. And I've sold practically every single one of them in my junk shop. So I do have a few, not many, probably maybe 8. So anyways, then I love the color, and I punched the edge, and I had found these, I think they're ginkgo leaves. They were outside my grocery store, and so I picked two up, brought them home, and pressed them, and then I scanned them onto cardstock here. And because it's summer, I did honeycomb. I thought the snail and the shells were perfect for summer. And then I did a little butterfly with just some of my baker's paper and that's something I'm missing in here. I think I might add some of that, a whole sheet of it in one of the signatures. But anyways, that's just an offcut. That's an offcut and a fussy cut butterfly. And then it has a blue tone in the dyes that it soaked up. And so it picks up this is a diary that I never used. I think I got it at a thrift store, and it was new. I mean, never used. And it's got kind of yellow-orange lines with a little haze of yellow around it and that blue accent. So I just thought that was perfect to add in here in the floral theme. and eco-dyed paper. And this was out of a homemaker's catalog kind of thing. They sent them to you a page at a time in the mail, and you're supposed to make a catalog out of it. It's got some useful information and interesting. It's card weight, very nice. So that kind of goes with the theme of summertime and bees and eco-dyed paper, more honeycomb. And then this was like an ad that came in the mail. And I forgot what it was for, but it had some insignia here in this gray line. So I tore it here, attached it as a pocket. I attached this orange because I felt like the colors worked, and I wanted it backed in the brown to kind of enhance it so you really see that. I had scanned some labels on some book page. So I decided to put the pocket there. Put a little ruffle here, and then eco-dyed, forgot what leaf this was. It's not a fig leaf, but it's some, I forgot what was that? Oh, I can't remember, but it turned out really well. Yeah, you can feel the indentation. And printer paper, I just punched the edge, and brown wrapping paper. And these are, I bought just one imitation fake hydrangea. It's because you get so many petals off of it. And so I put a couple of those there. And then I have this punch that punches a square out, but it's it's got rounded corners and a little peak on each side. And I punch it while I'm watching TV or having a conversation with my husband. I'm punching away, doing something. I always have to have my hands busy, it seems. And so anyways, that color picked up really well. So I just put that on there. And then I did a little stamping on this tea dye paper just to make it a little different. That wallpaper that I had in the center of the signature, so that I had the writing pad in the back. I just had an offcut of that, and so I sewed this summer bouquet to that, and I think I'm going to add that to this organic gardening book. The pages are very, very thin, but it's lasted for years and years. So let's see, I don't know if it tells the date, 1969, and it was my husband's. So you can tell we're up there. 1969 was not that long ago to us. Children's book page, and I thought this brought in the unique colors of this eco-dyed paper. It was at the bottom of the last of the yellowish eco-dyed bath, and I mean it's fragile. It has a lot of, it's almost like between paper and cloth, the feel of it. And I sewed all around it to keep the edges as best as possible, and I love the color. But you can see it did not turn the paper all dark yellow, like it was from this dye bath right here. This was on the bottom of it. And the grays and all come from the pan that I'm cooking my eco-dye bath in. I cook it on the grill outside in the summertime. So anyways, that matched wonderfully with, oh, I put it in the wrong place. Here we go. With the colors of that children's book page, I thought. The reason why I chose this book page is because it's got the golds all over it. And then you can't, not have back of the book page. And so I thought, I don't know if that's going to work in here, but I like this side, the one with the gold images and all. And then when I put this in here, it worked. I just love that combination. It's really, really cute. And I'm not going to, you can do what you want with that page. And then this eco-dyed paper actually has, I'm not sure if I want to keep it there. Anyways, right now I have this one here, and you can see there's pinks. There's actually kind of a periwinkle. There's the pink and some yellow, and it's a pale pinkish, and I have no idea how I got that. I can tell there's a leaf there, but I can't tell you what the leaves were. I wish I could, because I'd love to make it again. I can see that the veining is what gave it the periwinkle color. But why 3 colors? I don't know how that happened. But anyways, it's beautiful. And then this is a page that I think I did it with my pocket demonstrations. I'm not positive, but I think I did. And so it's book page, end of the index in the back with whatever previous page it was in the book, because they're folded out like this and other pages are sewn in. But anyways, I folded it up at the bottom, and it wasn't a large book, and made 2 pockets. And did washi tape. But anyways, that was book page. I took another image from a garden book that had all these wonderful images, and so I put that there. And then that was the funny little punch that I was telling you about, and I sewed them down just to add more color and a little jute trim, and then tea-dyed paper, and just an end page from a book. And then this is an eco dyed paper, but it didn't get much on it, but it's still interesting, and it's, baking paper. And this is stationery hand, and it's just too beautiful not to include. Isn't that beautiful? And that same image that I have an envelope earlier, I used it here and here, and I did it on printer paper, but I folded it. So it's got a folded edge here, and I attached it to the back of this double book page. And then on this side, I collaged an envelope. And then in the window, I slid in, before I sealed it up, a little image of stamping I did with gesso and different experimented with different paints, and I really love the way it turned out. But I put that and then collaged all around it, and we have a pocket here with one of my folded book pages. Isn't it gorgeous? So I included that in the pocket. And then I did a book page pocket here, just put some little, like that's a receipt. This is part of an envelope. That's book page, sewed it all together. I actually have an offcut underneath here. So there we go. And I thought the ink pen was great to collage on there. Little butterfly. More eco papers, the children's book page, the almanac page. I have tickets. Don't you always take the kids to the movies? That's when you catch up on a lot of fun times. And then I thought this guy was so peculiar, I had to put him in here. I collect photographs and all, and he's got like his hair whipped around here. It's thick. He's got nice hair. That's all his hair. The beard kills me. It's all under the chin. There's nothing, no facial hair. It's just all under the chin. And then he's got a satin bow tie and a dress coat and a little vest under that, even with a white shirt and the collar sticking out. I just thought he was so interesting. And I loved it. I thought that was a great image. So I just added that there. You can glue over it. I put a little old envelope from my dad's office. You can see how discolored it is. It's very old. And then I just put a little bit of writing paper on top of that scanned book page. It's a book page, and I scanned the squares on it just as a test paper, but I like the design. And then this is that honey paper again. I love that. Goes so well with everything. I did a little collaging on the back of this paper. And so writing space with old, my dad probably had 100 of these yellow, large writing pads, and he'd write on them and lay them everywhere. And so he'd always go get another one because he couldn't find the one he had been writing on before. But anyways, I have several of those, so I add that, and I put some pretty blue with the yellow to go with. I thought matched that so well. So anyways, I got that out of the seed catalog, and that's an offcut from book page. And I punched the edge, and then I did the stenciling here, and then some more cardstock, and then the eco paper, and a pocket here with a little washi tape, sewed it all around, and added it to Amazon paper that I printed the apron on. And of course, this is layering on that the back of the calendar page. And so we always have asters, I think it is, and a doily and book page, and I just added that to it. And I just realized I cut up my old childhood book, Five Little Peppers, and I don't know why I did that, but anyways, it's got to go. All of it's got to go. It's got to be used or got to go, right? And printer paper, book page. I haven't done anything with these yet. Stenciling. This, of course, is that instruction book that I did a dye bath on, and I folded up this for a pocket, put some tissue paper here. I did a little watercolor on it before I attached it, and then I'm going to cover it with something because it's too lavender. So I don't mind having the blue now. I always said I wasn't going to have any blues in here. But anyways, there we've got some more pocket book pages folded into pockets, and that nice little paper there, another book page with earthy colors, and then that quilted piece, the stenciled piece, and the calendar, and then you open it up and there you go. And oh, it was this in the same journal that I had that back for the other picture. It was this one. I was thinking it was in number 2, but it's in number 3. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that's number 3. I hope you come back for number 4, and there's more. I'm going to have to assemble this, and I'll show you what I left out, what I didn't put in. You know, there might not be any room. But anyways, there we go. That's it in a nutshell. I enjoyed working on these signatures, and I can't wait to finish it. I have so many things that I've already got some things that are started, and I want to get back to them. And I hope you enjoyed this. Come back. Bye-bye.